so I want to talk to you about something that's really tangible. A lot of what we've been talking about is mindset, okay? And we're going to talk about mindset, but I'm going to talk to you about how it applies to your actual business. Because who has issues charging, like we talked about, right? Am I charging enough? What should I charge? Why should I charge that? So I'm not going to give you any opinions here. I'm going to give you statistical psychographics on the way humans think, okay? So this isn't my opinion. All right, so we're going to talk about something called the morals of premium pricing. We're going to talk about why charging a premium best serves you, because we want to make some money, right? Who wants to make money? Come on, drop it in the chat. Give me a $sign, something, right? We don't want to be broke. We have people to serve. The more money I make, the more impact I can make. Okay. So, and it best serves your client, your ideal client, all right? Because you're doing yourself and your client an injustice when you charge too little. And I want you to write this down because this will help you when you get scared. I'm doing my client an injustice and myself when I charge too little. Now, we can talk about what too little and too big is, but the bottom line is if my client makes $50,000 a year, I'm probably not going to charge them $5,000 a month, right? Because that's the demographic. But if my client's a baseball player for the Dodgers and his last contract was $21 million, which it was, $5,000 a month is probably chump change to them. So you have to look at so when I do this, I don't want you thinking, hey, he just wants me to crush everybody with a high ticket. No, we have to look at your demographic. So I just want to put that out there. Okay. So this is what happens when you do yourself and your client an injustice by decreasing your price. You actually decrease the emotional investment from your client because it didn't cost that much for them. It didn't stretch them. You decrease the perceived value of the service because they're like, oh, it's so cheap, it can't be worth anything. And then you decrease the results because they're not invested. Let's talk about raising our prices and how we create actual value. So this is just the way the brain works. I'm gonna give you a quick story. I was a sommelier. If you don't know what that is, that's a wine expert in Vegas in the #1 restaurant. We did $30 to $40 million a year. I ran a $7 million wine program, 6 million. And people would literally just go down the menu and go to the price that was expensive for them and go, this must be good. Who does that? Come on. We all do this, right? So price has this psychological thing going on. And I'm gonna have G tell a really beautiful story about price. And I want you to get out of your head when you listen to the story because you're like, wow, I didn't think that way, because I want to teach you how to reframe. So what happens is you increase their emotional investment. You increase the perception and value of the actual service because they had to stretch to pay it. Like, it must be good. You increase the resolve. And by the way, I want to share something with you. Some of you might be going, oh shit, I have to show up. Yeah. When someone drops 5K in your bank account, you better show up and have the best material and be amazing at what you do. And that actually is what really implores me to be better, because I'm like, I have all these clients, I have to be the best version of myself. So it increases their results because they value what they've invested in. And you attract these amazing clients that are easy to satisfy because they value what you offer.
Story that Mark had mentioned, and this was a really powerful aha moment for me. So I want to share it with you. So this was when I started my weight loss coaching business, right? So before that, I was doing group fitness, teaching insanity at the gym. I was working with Beachbody, selling like $100 a year thing, like a membership for workouts, right? Which, by the way, it's great. I still use them, but I'm not a Beachbody coach anymore. But when I transitioned to life coaching, I created my first high ticket package, right? So it was $2,500 for 3 months or $5,000 for 6 months. And that was for me to work one-on-one with somebody to help them lose weight. So a couple of ladies found me in a Facebook group, and they watched one of my VSLs, which is a video sales letter. That's where I give them value. And then I pitch them on signing up on a call with me. So they watched that. They emailed me. They said they loved it. They wanted to book a call to talk about coaching. So I was actually just starting to pivot out of weight loss coaching. So I really wasn't marketing myself. I didn't have ads running. That's how they found me, was in this Facebook group, this precision nutrition group. So I'm like, sure, let's hop on a call. So we get on a call, we're chatting, and it turns out they want to have somebody help them with their weight, but they also want to start a business around health and nutrition because they both had that bariatric surgery, and they wanted to help other people acclimate that into their lives and change their diet. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we just vibed. It was a perfect fit, right? So I can help them with what I already know. And then I'm also changing into doing business coaching. And so they were just like, oh my gosh, sign us up. We are 100% in. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm like, but I didn't even tell you what the investment was. Would you like to know that first? They're like, oh yeah. We saw it on the video. I think it was like $300 or something. It's no problem. Okay, so now my mind's like, me, uh-oh, they're just going to have sticker shock. Oh my God, they think it's only $300 and it's at least $2,500, yada, yada, all the things. But I didn't say anything. I'm like, no, it's not $300 here. I'll tell you what, the easiest thing is I'll just bring up my page so you can look for yourself. Because I had 3 price options. I had the 6-month, I had the 3-month, and I think I had like a payment plan option. So and each said what it all included. So I just let them have their own reaction and look it over. I didn't say a word, which is highly what I recommend you do when you offer your price. Shut up. Don't say nothing. People got to process it. They got to think about it. You don't need to start explaining it. Just so I did that. They read it over. They talked to each other quietly over here for a minute, and they came back and said, we're in. I'm like, great. We worked together. It was awesome. I love them so much. About a month later, they said to me, hey, G, do you want to know what we were thinking when you showed us the price of your program? Because I ended up doing a hybrid. So they paid me $5,000. I ended up doing a hybrid because they each wanted some coaching and some group coaching. And anyway, I got creative in the moment, but they said, do you want to know what we were thinking? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. So she said, when you brought that up and we were talking, we said, oh my God, she has got to be really good. We have to hire her. Right. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to judge me. They're going to think I'm way too expensive and not worthy. And actually, it was the exact opposite. So when Mark was talking about pricing and perceived value, that really is powerful. And the more valuable your client thinks it is, the more likely they are going to show up and the more likely they're going to get those results. So just a real life story I wanted to share to show how that shift in mindset. And we need to get out of our client's pocketbook and quit thinking about, we know how they think about money and investing.